I definitely do. You know, you've seen it through the ages with punk rock. It's obviously a staple in the music, and it's something that's always been a part of it. You know, we don't touch too awful much directly on certain politics. To be, you know, reality, it's like it's a lot more life experience that we see when we're actually going through, whether it be, you know, with a band or just, you know, working our day jobs and seeing shit go down the toilet, and, you know, the economy crash and all sorts of stuff like that with the gas prices, inflation. And I mean, a lot of that was directed toward that through a lot of personal stuff that was going on with the group at the time, because we hadn't been on tour. We were going through a lot of things, trying to figure a lot of stuff out with the group in general. You know, the direction, staying together, what was really going to happen. And during that time, we all got day jobs back home, and I got a job doing a courier for this courier service, and it entailed having to pretty much like buy, you know, pay for your own gas. And during that time, the gas prices were just shooting way the fuck up, so it was like every penny I was seeming to make was going right back into the gas tank and beating the shit out of the car. And during that process, you know, first off, I got laid off, and then shortly after that, a couple more of my friends got laid off. And then probably about 2 months later, my dad got laid off from a job he'd been with for 15 years. You know, he just got let go because, you know, there were changes going on with the company or whatever. So after all that, it was just like a lot of stuff was hitting home and really hard during that time period. And so, I mean, songs like Big Bad World came out of that.
Vegas, give me a hell yeah! But by the way, I watch out for break when I put the stress aside. But about all things I want to lay by the other side. The ocean waves, no other way. Get your highway. When I'm fighting, look all my daily worries when I drift away. Fine, dying and trying, and to find some sort of peace of mind. Now's the time to get away.
Yeah, 30's been, you know, we've been doing stuff with Suburban Noize since, God, we did a live acoustic album called Rhythm and Booze back 2006, I think it was, you know, and we were kind of just trying to find something fun to do in between albums, because I was, again, you know, kind of in the period of working things out and figuring things out and writing the next album. So we did that live album, and Kevin Zinger, you know, was willing to pick it up and distribute it for us, you know, when nobody else really would, you know, and that's pretty much with any record in general. After, you know, shopping around, looking at people, looking at different labels, and seeing what our options were, and he, you know, he's always been supportive. He's always been a fan of the band, as he told us, you know, and we did that with him, and then did another record aside from that, and then came back, and then Viking Funeral started up with Fletcher from Pennywise and Ken Seaton from Parliament Entertainment, our manager, and they came together with this whole thing of doing Suburban Noize, Viking Funeral collaboration, subsidiary kind of thing. And so that's when Stories of Survival came out, and Kevin, in a heartbeat, once again, you know, was willing to back us up and put it out for us and help us out there.
Like a dragon, jump and break like that's wrapping up, face and we follow. Join us, seems a lot like we leave. What do we know? What cost will it take before we're made hollow?
Yeah, a little nervous. I mean, you know, there's always that in the back of your head. I mean, we have now new members in the band once again. You know, it's been an interesting couple of years or whatever. But, you know, we just recently recruited Sean Sellers, who played in Good Riddance, who still does play in Good Riddance, and Will Mackenzie's, and he's just a killer drummer, you know. So I mean, he's bringing something kind of cool and different to the table as far as the writing process goes. And our newer guitar player since Stories of Survival, his name is Brandon Mandelius, and he's from Texas, and he's got a different style to himself as well. He's more of an old school, highly influenced by Descendants, like old school punk bands. A lot more of the down picking and a lot more of the rock and aggressive type background. So, you know, having two new members coming up on a new record, it is a little bit, you know, nerve-wracking in the sense you question a lot of the songs sometimes. You question like what direction the songs are going, but in the end, we're just kind of letting it flow and just kind of trying to stay true with it, and, you know, let them obviously have their input individually. You know, because that's kind of what this band's always been about, was being different, and letting each member bring something different to the table and making it work somehow. So. Extremely, man. I mean, I think it's like every musician does, you know. It's like everybody wants to say that they stop listening to music to try and write something original, and they don't want to be influenced by anybody, but in the end, you do, and it just becomes, I mean, you can do that, obviously, and I've tried that myself and done it, you know, but in the end, it's like, you know, you do get writer's block sometimes, and you just kind of lose track, you know, unless you're kind of hearing the direction you want the album to go, or influences that you obviously were highly influenced by in the beginning to continue writing the way that you want to write. It's kind of raw sentencing, but yes, in the end, I always do go back and end up throwing somebody else on, like old school stuff that was influential to me in the beginning phases of writing, and try and bring that back to the old school methods of what got me going in the first place.
One movie, there's the beaches and one movie, there's one movie, there's the beaches where he goes. One movie, there's one movie, there's with that poolside. One movie, there's ever down by the ocean side. One movie, there's
I'm Jason DeVore, I sing with Authority Zero, and you're watching Action Recon.